Hi, in this video I review a mini PC based on Intel N150, a low-end processor from the Intel N series, with a TDP of only 6 watts. It promises to be faster and more efficient than the previous older late version. The G2 Pro is currently one of the most economical solutions on the market that offers several features in a small space. Let's now proceed with my unboxing. The package arrived quickly and without dents. And it's also protected with bubble wrap. Here it is, a solid and elegant cube. I remove the stickers. And now carefully open it. Let's see the contents of the box. I remove the standard protective covering. Here is the G2 Pro mini PC. After this phone, I take out the inner box and see what's inside. The USB Type-C power supply, the HDMI cable, a VESA bracket, and finally a small user manual. So this is what I found in the box. And here are the details of the G2 Pro. The power button with LED, a DisplayPort and 2 HDMI ports, an audio jack, 2 Ethernet ports, and a USB Type-C for power, and finally 3 USB 3.2 ports. I connect the adapter for my Logitech wireless keyboard and all the other cables, the power supply and the HDMI cable to the monitor. I press the power button. Now I proceed with setting up the pre-installed Windows 11 Pro. I confirm the language and keyboard layout options. I no longer select the second layout. I accept the license. I enter MLLSE as the device name and omit the password. I select no to these options. I only accept the required data. I also select no here. And now we await the final installation steps. Okay, the operating system is ready. Using the tool provided by Intel, I update the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and graphics adapter drivers to the latest versions. Okay, let's update everything. Now I'll check the Intel graphics software version and the features provided by the program. This is very basic information with few available options, typical of an integrated Intel solution with low profile performance. Now we'll look at the hardware data and some simple benchmarks. CPU-Z confirms that the mini PC has a Twin Lake CPU and a 6W TDP. The RAM module, 12GB LPDDR5, is divided into 3GB blocks. The CPU is definitely faster than an AMD A10 series. Let's move on to AIDA 64. Unfortunately, my build doesn't recognize this new CPU yet. It reads it as Alder Lake, but we can see that it performs well considering its quietness and power consumption, similar to an i7 from a decade ago. Not bad. Let's move on. The hard drive is a 512GB M.2 SSD in SATA 600 mode. Crystal Diskmark confirms this hard drive's performance with its 535 MB per second read speed. To start, I tried the free Google Earth Pro app to test 3D. With the default settings, Google Earth Pro isn't GPU intensive, and actually performed quite well, as you can see. Using Media Player Classic, I tested a 4K video encoded in HEVC. It's an extreme test that pushes the GPU to 50% and the CPU to full load. The video remains smooth and stutter-free, while on YouTube using the Google Chrome browser with a full HD video. After overloading during the first part of the buffering process, the CPU hovers below 30%. And here's the gaming test. We know that this Intel-based mini PC can run demanding games fairly smoothly at up to 720p. From my extensive GOG game library, I tried some titles that were suitable for the system's specifications. Let's start with the futuristic car game Grid. It lags noticeably in full HD, you can see it's truly unplayable. At 720p, however, with high settings, it runs decently. Tomb Raider Remaster, even though it runs very well in full HD because it's a fairly old and optimized title, the environments are fairly smooth, with few polygons and no ultra-high resolution textures. Arcade Paradise, like other similar games, also adapts very well to the system's specifications at high resolution. Smuffers 2 is also a game from over 10 years ago, but it's very beautiful in terms of graphics and playability. Here you have to compromise if you want detailed graphics at the cost of a few more frame rates than the lowest resolution, but it's usually smoother. In the Windows demo version of Minecraft, I show the difference between high-end shaders and reduced details. The latter is a much smoother experience, and I definitely recommend it because it's not a high-end computer. To complete the experience, I tried FB Neo, the arcade game emulator, which I think is the best target for the system we're testing. This is the Bubble Bobble. Street Fighter Alpha 3. Metal Slug X. Everything runs great, even other emulators up to the PS2 generation and similar. Let's take a look at the G2 Pro's BIOS. I start the mini PC by pressing the delete key several times. This is the main menu, it's an AMI BIOS. Advanced menu and submenus, we have connectivity and CPU configuration, power and performance, trusted computing, ACPI settings, smart settings, hardware monitor, and so on until we get to the driver health. Now the chipset menu. Security. Boot. And finally, save and exit. Okay, that's it. How to buy it. From the manufacturer's website, MLLSE, which also sells both NVIDIA and AMD graphics cards, recommends purchasing on AliExpress, but to get the best price, it's a good idea to find the right deal and apply the suggested coupons based on seasonal offers. Here, for example, I have a €12 discount. In October 2025, I managed to purchase this product for less than €100. And here is the 360 view. Well, I hope you enjoy my video, and please, like it.